All right, now that we've gone ahead and created our device browser 2D view and also created in our library our first groups, let's create our first pallet, which is a building block to building our first queue. We'll go to the programmer window by clicking up here. Now we can see our programmer has loaded. I'm going to select some auras. And the first thing I'm going to do is talk a little bit about pallets. Now, if you're not familiar with pallets, which are sometimes in other consoles called presets or something else, pallets or presets are simply a reference that allow you to edit and update things later and save yourself a lot of time and frustration in programming. So make sure you're always using them. Here's how they work. Say I take all my fixtures and I turn them red and make a red pallet. I'm then going to go ahead and build a bunch of queues for my show, say 500 different queues. In some of these queues, there's one red fixture. In some, there's 20 red fixtures. In some, half of the fixtures are red. Whatever the case, there's lots of queues that contain the color red in my show. Now, I might get to a point where I decide on these Mac auras that are in my show, I don't like the way the red looks and I need to tweak it. So I'll go ahead. I could edit all 500 queues. That doesn't sound like fun. Or I could simply grab those auras, update the palette with the new red, the new shade of red, just tweak it a little. And when I update that palette, it's going to then update every queue that references that palette. Now, that was a really quick overview, and I'm going to link below to another video I've done that explains palettes in detail if you're brand new to this. Just going to go ahead with these fixtures. We're going to create an intensity palette. So let's bring our dimmer to full. We're going to select color white. And now we can see our fixtures lit up on the stage. Perfect. We're going to go save as palette. We're going to call this aura white, or rather intensity at full. And I'm going to put them in a folder called intensity. Now, I like to organize my palettes into intensity, focus, color, and beam. So I create 4 folders as I'm building my palettes, each with intensity, focus, color, or beam as the title. That way, I can stay organized because that's a really important part of being able to program effectively and quickly later. Perfect. We'll hit OK. And the palette is recorded. I can see here under palettes I've got intensity, and then I can get intensity at full right here. When I click it, it happens on my visualizer. Now that I'm done recording my palette, I can go ahead, press reset, reset my programmer window, press reset again to confirm. I can now click this palette and watch it load fully into the programmer. Now if I want to apply a palette to only some fixtures, I select those fixtures, I drag my palette into the programmer, and now only those 6 fixtures that I've selected have gotten the palette applied to it, even though there's 10 fixtures in the palette at whole. I can see here in my programmer that it's telling me the palette intensity at full is only applying to devices 301 through 306. If I reset this again, I can show you how to add more things to a palette. So I can double click to load that palette into the programmer. I can grab more fixtures. Let's just select these Mac Vipers. I can bring them up at full. Perfect. We'll open up the shutter as well. Oops. Open up the shutter on those Vipers. Cool. And then I can go ahead and I can save that. Just press this save key. And now that palette is saved with the information for the Vipers as well in that palette. You can make palettes for any attribute of the light. And like I said, I recommend separating them out into folders like intensity, focus, color, and beam so that you can always keep track of your different palettes. I'm going to go record a few more palettes, and then when I come back, we're going to go record our first queue. I hope you really enjoyed these basics of dPro videos that are here available on YouTube. Be sure to check out the full post on dPro over at LearnStageLighting.com and sign up for our dPro mailing list, where I'm going to be sending you guys some more information about dPro and how to make the most out of it to help you create amazing lighting. I'll see you guys on the dPro post and via email.